Good evening, everyone. This is John Orsini with BSHM Architects. Tonight, we will be talking about the exterior material review for the new Quaker Valley High School. This content was developed by the project team, including BSHM Architects, Bohlin, Cywinski, Jackson, and La Quattro Bonzi, in conjunction with the school administration and school board. The images included in this presentation are the primary building facades and entries, where there is the greatest expression in the exterior material. To get us properly oriented, we will start with this site plan, showing the site design concept that we reviewed in last month's school board meeting. As you may recall, the main entry is along the building's west side, where there is a large open lawn. The entry for the school bus drop-off is to the north, where more naturalized plantings occur. The media center and secured art courtyard is to the east, where we have both hardscape and landscape elements. Finally, the cafeteria patio is to the south.
Thanks, John. This is Kent Serbia with Bohlin, Cywinski, Jackson. I wanted to just briefly introduce the concepts that guide the development of the materials and the exterior design for the new Quaker Valley High School. All of the entries and public spaces that John was just walking you through are articulated by a clear, authentic, natural material palette that's being developed not only to be durable, but to be very much of this place. And what I mean by this is that we're curating materials, colors, tones, textures that are drawn directly from the community. A few of these that you see in the upper left side of this image are the existing Quaker Valley High School, the red brick that's throughout many of the area's civic structures, and the dark stone walls that weave along many of the surrounding roads, and of course the natural woods and landscape of the physical site. The proposed palette of masonry and brick is supported by glass, strategically used to promote daylight while maintaining safety, and some neutral gray metals. But as you'll see in the next images, the design is primarily composed from the blended red brick and a dark ashlar masonry supporting that, and a light Roman brick accenting the entries with natural wood canopies and ceilings. These materials are composed into a design that's intended to be timeless in its nature, creating a building that is specific to this circumstance. In this context, circumstance refers not only to the physical materials, elements, textures of this place, but it is also intended to speak to the history and the future of this community. This view is from the west of the new high school, along the site's central green space and open lawn. This approach is articulated by a tree-lined walk and low stone wall that will frame the views from the ridge as you move from the student parking, student drop-off, and visitor parking areas of the site. The landscape will be performative, working to filter and manage the stormwater along the ridge, while the large central green will form a flexible lawn with shade trees, creating a large gathering space adjacent to the main entry. This main entry is also located between the floors where the school begins to nest into the natural slope. The front offices are 2 stories tall, here on the left in red brick, and the athletics wing on the right, also in red brick, steps down on the hill. These are both accented by light brick walls and a planted garden edge that frame the wood, canopy, and ceiling. This natural wood is a consistent element that ties all of the school's public spaces together. The wood canopy and the stone column that mark this front door extend out to meet visitors, but are proportioned to create a porch that is very human in scale. This porch offers cover and a place to sit, while the natural stone garden wall extends along the colonnade and the trellis to form a daylight skylight through the center of the new building.
Thank you, Kent. Hello, everyone. This is Patricia Cully with Bohlin, Cywinski, Jackson. This next image is taken along the 2-story north facade of the building at the academic wing. The north facade has an elongated feel, running along the length of the roadway and the bus lane. The design strategy uses a pattern of windows articulated with vertical mullion extensions to provide human scale and character to the facade while also aiding building security. The student bus entry occurs at about the midpoint of the building, demarcated by a prominent wooden entry canopy. The landscape character along the north facade is naturalized to strategically transition the site design concept from the dense forested woodland edge to the building proper, while also aiding in stormwater green infrastructure strategies. This last image is taken at the west side of the building at the Media Center. This outdoor space with both landscape and hardscape is to be used as a secure courtyard for the arts and engineering classes, as well as an outdoor extension area for the Media Center. This space is intended for informal gatherings by individuals, small groups, or larger collaborations. Reflecting on the overall exterior materials palette that Kent walked us through, again, you can see the clear, authentic, natural materials that are being used not only for their durability, but as a reflection of this place. The exterior materials are used to connect the large and varied quadrants of the building, from the academic wing to the gym and the auditorium. They connect from interior to exterior, and they connect old and new. This next series of images diagrams portions of the facade to highlight the material locations in more detail. To the right on the images, you'll see the components of the materials palette. To the left, a graphic figure is included to provide a sense of scale. As Ken has mentioned, throughout the building, the light brick and the wooden ceiling canopy is used, spanning from exterior to interior, to emphasize the entry sequences. This first diagram is taken at the main entry at the west of the building, where the light brick is prominent. You see the wood ceiling above, providing a sense of warmth to the space, meeting visitors, and proportioned to create an entry porch that is human in scale. This next diagram is of the Media Center, where again we see the light brick expression and the wooden ceiling canopy used to connect exterior to interior. The red brick blend is seen beyond, along the south facade of the two-story academic wing. Here is the exterior facade at the band and chorus rooms, where we see a one-story elevation showing the red brick blend as the primary material with metal coping at the top. Throughout much of the building, we use gray ground-faced block to create a water table course. This water table course also provides a visual and materialistic connection between the academic wing and the gym and the auditorium volumes. Metal screening is used at the roof where necessary to help conceal rooftop mechanicals. Both the competition gym and the performing arts auditorium along the south facade of the building are cladded in ground-faced block, set in an articulated ashlar pattern. The gym, seen here, includes transom windows to provide natural daylight and views to the forested edge beyond. The canopy above is cladded in metal, soffit, and coping and is used to provide shading from the summer sun. This last diagram situates us back to the two-story north facade. Again, we use the same palette of materials with red brick blend, ground-faced block forming the water table course, and vertical screening elements aiding in human character and scale. The project team would like to thank you all for taking the time to hear about the exterior materials review for the new Quaker Valley High School.